Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Conversation regarding this Modern Horizons 3 situation with Magic the Gathering, Papa Hasbro, and today's reporting of the news. Well, we see I don't know if it's going to be shock pricing. I don't know if it's just an estimated price range or whatever it is, but Amazon, as you can see, has Modern Horizons 3 collector boxes for $500 plus tax. So probably $540 shipped. You know, we did learn a lesson, which was in Magic 30, that $1,000 for a 4-pack Magic 30th was too much. It was past the line, and the market rejected it. It does feel like right now, and again, I don't know if store costs for the 2,000 stores that are left in business, I don't know if that price is still going to be like around that 180s or 190s for a collector, or are they going to raise it to like the 230s? Or is this a new price point where the store cost is going to be like $350? I don't know what that is, and obviously that's going to make a big determining factor there. And I'm not really sure if it's a real price after what happened with obviously Ravnica Remastered, and they underdid the pricing and it distorted and it caused problems. And to this day, that did damage the launch of Ravnica Remastered. So there's a lot of people that believe that because of that screw up from some Timmy who works at these corporate companies that are all morons, and obviously Cynthia Williams was like, well, if we add the Wikipedia definition to the Amazon listing, we may be able to increase our sales by 10%. Now, if we have serialized cigarettes from Philip Morris inserted one per play booster, I think we can fix the crashing Carlo foreclosure. I'm fucking with you guys. Anyways, don't forget, I'll make sure I put like the most negative title ever. Like, Modern Horizons 3 boxes are underpriced. They should be like $1,000. We'll put some stupid title to get people angry because, you know, we have to put negativity, right? Otherwise, nobody cares. So, I'm not really sure if Wizards is testing where this line in the sand is, because I tell you what, they're really pushing against the boundaries here. Everybody I've seen so far with messages, with the spoilers, with the fetch lands, with what's going on, serialized this and that, people seem pretty happy with the cards themselves. But man, they are pushing the boundaries on these price points. And I've already told you all the Rudy theory was they're doing this on purpose because they have to reduce print runs. So they're trying to prevent their revenue from tanking. So they're increasing price per box to compensate the less quantity of boxes. That's been my theory the last 6 months. And we have no way of knowing if it's true. Except, I guess, tracking serialized cards. But even then, Ravnica Remastered, you can get serialized cards all day long. Karlov's Manor, the serialized cards clearly just don't exist. Lord of the Rings, impossible to pull serialized cards. Well, not impossible, it's super difficult to do. So, we don't know yet what this Fallout. Because again, only supposedly 90% of the Fallout collector boxes are Amazon Hasbro Direct to get their $350 or $400 a box with tax. And, stores barely got any. So I'm not really sure what's going on with the whole thing. But I just don't know if Modern Horizons 3 products that are priced this high, I just don't know if the market's going to start there's going to be a point where the market fully rejects it. It's going to be a Magic 30. We don't know where that is, but I have a feeling this isn't kind of too... I don't think this is it, but I feel like we're getting really close to it. Like, let me say this, okay? For the few people out there who think $500 for Modern Horizons 3 collector box is a good deal, I mean, I guess we could assume, let's say there's the same number of fetch lands as shock lands. So if shock lands, we had an average of 7 to 8 shock lands per Ravnica collector box. If the same 7 and 8 shock lands carries over where every collector box of MH3 is 7, 8 fetch lands, I mean, is that kind of how they're pricing it, I would assume? Remember, this is Hasbro and WotC. Remember, these are the ones that are for the game pieces, and they're all for your community, for you guys, and they laugh and bamboozle you all behind closed doors, and yet they're really milking the crap out of everyone, but they act like they're all community-centric. These people. I guess, okay, so if the average collector box has 7, 8 fetch lands, and the fetch lands are $20 a piece, So the fetch land value alone would be like $150 to $175. So is that probably why they're going to use that as an excuse? Not including every other rare, mythic, serialization, special treatments, and I guess that's how they're going to use. Okay, well, if that's alone, we can charge stores, I don't know, $250, $300, and then stores can charge $400 maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I'm speculating. I'd have to see that. I have to see what. If you comment below, does anybody have the actual store data yet? I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing. But I feel like we're really getting to the edge here, because there's going to be a moment where, like, if those Modern Horizon 3 boxes were $700 a box or $800, like, I don't know how they would even sell that well, because there's a point now when people are going to be like, what the fuck is this, man? Like even me, like, what am I going to do? Would I order 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 collector boxes? And what if my cost is $700 a box? I'm supposed to sell it to patrons for $800 a box? I mean, 1,000 boxes at, like, even if my cost was $700 one day, that'd be like $700 grand. And if I sold it all, I would gross $800 and net $750. But even if I'm off a little, or if it bombs, I'm down hundreds of thousands. Like, it's just, that scares the hell. I mean, and what if I bought 3,000 boxes? Well, I'm going to spend $2-3 million and expect the patrons to spend $4 million? Like, no, that's just not going to work. Like, people aren't going to pay it. So that's my concern in this whole thing. Obviously, it's too soon to know. I still personally believe the Amazon thing's a placeholder. I don't think Modern Horizons 3, MH3 collectors, I don't think they're going to be $500 to $600 or $540 with tax. I feel like these are placeholder prices, and it's just way too extreme. Because even at that point, a case of 6 boxes is $3,000. Like, even if my cost is like $2,500, like, this is just getting ridiculous. Like, I don't think most people would pay that. That's my point. You got, like, the new Flesh and Blood set. Heavy hitters. Phenomenal product. Go on TCG Player. Look at the single cards and the cold foil heroes. The boxes are, what, 80, 90 bucks? And look at the pools. Look at the things you can get. Look at the sell-through rate of the single cards. And the boxes are under $100. We're talking about a case of 6 being like $3 grand for MH3. Like, even Pokemon. Look at Pokemon. Okay, so you can buy a whole case of the new Pokemon Temporal Forces. These moron stores are already dumping their boxes for like $110, well, plus tax, $120. I mean, dude, you can buy a whole case of Pokemon for what, $120 shipped the box? What, $240, $360, $720 shipped for a case? Isn't that amazing? Pokemon doesn't need to release all these collectors and plays and drafts. Isn't it amazing how Pokemon has kept the world famous booster box the same, and how well they've done since the 90s? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing what happens when you have better management at a company? It's wild, man. It's really wild. But it's just, I don't know, man. And like I said, if you're a patron, this is Rudy going to shill and promote myself. Remember, this channel is sponsored by you all and me, so here we go. Got to do the best I can. And nobody watches this channel anymore. I mean, think about it. We have like 30 days till the next Sorcery launch hits. And I'm going to reveal this insane fucking promo. And you guys are going to see, and we're going to run the same thing. 3 giant full-size beta boxes. The pre-con whole brick. We got a new playmat, and they're reprinting the Lost playmat, so we should have our new wave of the Lost ones from the first so people can get those. And we've got a slabbed, graded exclusive promo. And you get all these multiple boxes, the decks, all 4 decks, exclusive playmat, everything. And it's still under $700. And like, is that going to be the price of one little 12-pack of MH3 collectors? Like, if you're sitting there and you're going, should I buy 1 box of MH3 collectors for $550 or $600 or whatever the fuck is going to end up being? I still don't think it's going to be that high. But let's just humor me that it keeps going up. That's what they're doing. Like, these other games, like Flesh and Blood and Sorcery, even Pokemon, even Yikes, like these things, even Disney's Lorcana, even the insane world of One Piece, like, everything else looks more attractive if the prices are that high. Because just before I end the video, one last thing. Like I said with Commander Masters, and I did not carry or sell Commander Masters set boxes to patrons at release. because store cost was it $325? Was over $300. And then I'd have to sell it for $350, literally to almost just break even. And I was like, there's no way. A set box is not going to collapse from that. And it did. It collapsed all the way down to $250. It actually held up better than I thought it would. And now it's back up to the $300s. Actually, it's done better than I thought. But it's one of those situations where we had to wait. We couldn't carry it. Now, later on, I went back, bought some boxes from other stores on clearance and everything, and I was able to sell them to patrons for like $269, $259. And it was great. Everybody was happy, and we had a great time. And by the way, if anybody bought those for $259, $269 shit, boy, you're doing really good. Those boxes are like $320, $330. I think the EV is even inverted. But that's not the point of the video. We don't talk about positivity. And I just don't know how much further Hasbro is going to be able to push these prices. I get that the print runs are being reduced. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. I get the next fact is they can't clobber their revenue. They need to compensate less boxes with more revenue. So they're leaning on secret layers, special drops, and of course raising prices to try to kind of shield and soften the blow of the revenue decline. And I just, you know, with what's coming up here, with the competition with One Piece, this epic sorcery thing we're doing, and even Flesh and Blood just released heavy hitters. And like I said, I don't know, man. And then you got Pokemon with his new temporal set. And the good news is, by the way, I'll talk about that. All right, a little bit. The good news is, even with the shorter print run on the new Pokemon set, smaller stores are still getting most of their allocation. But bigger people like me, who normally order like 4,000 boxes or anything, we did get cut quite a bit. But the good news is the small stores who got, you know, a couple cases or 60 boxes or 100, they should still get almost that amount. But the bigger quantities were reduced. So I think that's fair, though. I don't have any issues with that. So instead of me being able to get like 3,000 temporal boxes, even if I'm cut to like 1,500, that's still enough to offer patrons the product, and it still allows the small stores who just want a couple cases to get a couple cases. And I think I have no problems with that. I think it's a very fair thing. So we'll talk about that in another video. Pokemon's still a few weeks away. That's in March. What a time to be alive, isn't it? It's really a tug of war between Hasbro, Wizards, the public, the stores, the LGSs, the game piece army, the distribution model. You have this tug of war back and forth. And it really makes you wonder who's going to fail, who's going to fall when the rope gets pulled too hard, who's going to fall in the dirt, and where we're going to be at the end of the year and next year. You know, and I'm looking down the horizon with the Western Outlaw Thunder in your pants with the Junction Road or something. And, you know, Fallout's going to be stupid. I'm telling you guys right now. When I announce in a few days or going into next week with this Fallout with the commander decks and everything, it's going to be stupid. And yeah, I've got a good supply. I went all in on it because I knew people were going to love it. And those are like some of the best damn commander decks I've seen in a long time. Be cautious on Fallout Collector because the pricing and the supply thing. But dude, those Fallout Commanders, man, those are pretty cool. Modern Horizons 3 looks phenomenal. We don't know the full spoilers yet, but the pricing is scary, man. I don't know. That's all I got. Get some tacos.